Good evening and welcome to the Youth Ablaze show with InterFace Gambia, showing on Ben TV, GRTS TV and Mamas TV. We hope you all enjoyed your Christmas and that you had a wonderful time with your families, friends and loved ones. On tonight's show we have a very important topic that is at the heart of every Gambian at the moment. This topic, it's about our youth and the migration of our youth into Europe and the way in which they are treading into this back way to Europe that has been the topic for many. In tonight's show, I have very special guests here with me. I will introduce them briefly and then they will tell us more about themselves. First off, I have the Honorable Njie, the National Assembly Member of Banjul South. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome, welcome. And then I have Yusuf Taylor, aka known as Flex Dan. I can't even begin to introduce you. That is how, I've been following this great young man and he has been doing so much for Gambia and so much for the Gambian youth, and he is not even living in the Gambia, but there is so much impact that he's making in the lives of Gambians and Gambians youth here and also in the Gambia. So welcome, thank you so much for coming on board. Today's topic is obviously Gambian youth and migration, looking at what the reason and the causes are for our young people venturing on a 50-50 chance of making it to Europe. I know many of our viewers have heard about this topic. You know, now we're talking about Libya and the modern day slavery that is happening in Libya, and this has even caused more of a concern for Gambian youths. I would say Africa in general, because not just Gambian youths are traveling, but obviously we want to focus on Gambian youths and the policies that are in place that could help Gambian youths to then stay in Gambia and improve themselves. Well, first off, the first question I would throw is that why is it that we're seeing so much of our Gambian youths, you know, treading on this 50-50 journey of whether they might come back or they might not come back, and yet still not wanting to look back?
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head. This is the first starting point to understand why are there so many Gambian youths traveling on this chance. I think certainly looking at the opportunities that Gambian youths have compared to the opportunities that other youths who are actually staying in their countries is a very important starting point. There are very little opportunities for Gambian youth, and the situation is excavating. Because there are more Gambian youths that are being deported back to Gambia from other countries. So currently we have a high unemployment problem. This is not something that the Barrow administration has just sort of created. Barrow has just come in less than almost just a year. So this has been a situation which has been ongoing previously from Yaya Jammeh. Gambian youths have a lot of competition. They are competing against, a lot of foreign investors who come in and they are given a lot of more leeway to establish their businesses. How can the Gambian youth compete? So I think this certainly, the opportunity certainly is a starting point, looking at the opportunities of how Gambian youths are given opportunities, how much opportunities there are, how much competition they have, and look at other countries where their youth are actually staying in their countries and not daring to venture onto the perilous journey. What are those countries doing right? They are certainly doing something right, and I'm sure Tuma, who is just come from Gambia, she can talk a little bit more about the current situation in Gambia, how the young people fare their opportunities, and maybe other areas we think we can improve on.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm really honored, and if everybody knows me, they know that youth issues are my passion. I'm passionate about youth and education especially, and I think this is a very important topic, especially these current issue about this Libyan crisis. We all know that it has been going on for a long time, but I think now it is excessively out of hand, and I think our government should step in and make sure that we give our youth some opportunities to stop them from going into these journeys and just wasting their lives. The reason they go is not to kill themselves, I always say. They go for greener pastures. And when they say Europe, when they see people coming from Europe, the only thing they see is that they go there and they make it. I was talking to my colleague, Sidi Ajata, we all know, and I asked him a question. When we talk about illegal migration, what comes to your mind? And then he wrote something, and then he said, the question what comes to my mind is that it is a phenomenon called the back way. But then he claims that it is children go in search for greener pastures, pastures that they cannot see in our own countries. And why is that? Because the system has failed them. When a system fails you, you go and look for another system that you feel maybe it is just perceived that it is better in Europe, because they don't know. Out of 6 people that go into that journey, you might have 2 who would make it, and they take the risk, hoping that they might be one of those lucky 2. So they don't go to die, obviously. And what can we do? We need a proper system. Policymakers, somebody like us, we are legislators. We need to make sure that we put our governments at task to look at our youths and make sure that we have implemented policies that will strengthen our youths and make them stay. But that doesn't just stop from giving them 1-week training. We have to start by investing in their education at a very early age, so that we give them a very strong foundation. Even if they cannot go all the way to finish high school up to grade 12, even if they stop at grade 9, with a strong foundation, they can learn some skills. And we have failed them in that way. So I don't see the youths as like going there in this dreadful journey because they want to die. I see us as policymakers, as the government, who failed those kids. So I think we need to revisit our policies. We've just passed our budget in Parliament, and for me personally, I wouldn't say it's a very good budget. Yes, we've tried, but looking at it, we need to give a lot more to our youths, and I will always say that they need a lot more, our youths and education and our healthcare system. That is why these youths are going. I think we failed them.
Can I add also? Yes. I think there is also a social stigma. In Gambia, you hear so often, the parents say, yo, yangi talk fini rek.
Teki ulo. What is teki?
So I think also we have to be careful, especially the parents, the elders, the leaders in the society, in the community. They have a
But then flex, what is teki? If you are unemployed, how can you take it?
No teki.
So we need to create employment for them. And that goes back. So I always say it, I'm not blaming the youths. They want to take it like you said. You see some of them come and their parents are not happy. And they came from Libya, where their lives were in so much danger. And they came back as returnees, and their parents, their family are not happy. Why? Because there are no opportunities for them in Gambia. We need to create, and it is not only in Gambia. I recently only came back from Nigeria, and they're crying the same thing. So we are appealing for our government, especially in this ECOWAS region, to come together and make sure that we at least have a solution for this Libyan crisis and create employment, especially for these returnees. Train them, give them skills. I am a member for Banjul South. We don't have any youth skill center in Banjul. How do you expect to train our youths?
You can't if you
we can't.
If you don't
we
have
need that. I don't see I'm not in support of the government opening embassies everywhere. We need to take care of our people on the ground, our youths. Make sure that we give them a future. That is what I'm crying for all the time.
And that is what we are all crying for. Thank you so much. I think that information alone, I mean, just going out would just make a lot of people sit back and realize. And I know you mentioned quite a few times about budget. And that's one of the other things I wanted to ask, because I know recently there was a budget that was given to the Gambia for a youth education training of 11,000 euros.
11 million.
11 million. 11 million euros. And you know, even though I'm not in the Gambia, I'm sitting back and I'm looking and I'm waiting to just see when I'm going to hear that there is a center there that has been built ready for training and education and all of that stuff for students who have left grade 12 and are now just wondering, what am I going to do next? You know, because we still live in that age where fonga hamkena kuilige fena pumumunla. You understand?
Because that is very wrong. Employment should be deserved.
Thank you.
Yes.
It shouldn't just be given on a silver platter. Because we all have options. I have an option. But I decided to go and give my all to my Gambian people. I call them my children.
Yes.
Because I feel I have something to give them. And that is what I'm doing exactly. I mean, what's the point of staying in Europe if you know you can't make a difference? I cannot make a difference here. I definitely cannot, but I feel I can make a difference in Gambia if my government gives me the opportunity.
That's the word, opportunity.
We need, like you said, that 11 million is for returnees. We can't be giving them 1 week training here and there. It's not going to make a difference. Give them something effective.
Very much.
Give them something that they will work out and make sure that at least I've done this and I'm going to be in gainful employment or start my own business.
Gainful employment. And just to add to what you talk about, that 11 million, just to highlight, most people are looking at that 11 million as everything. There's a lot more.
There's a lot more. If that 11 million is well implemented, more will come.
Thank you.
But if you don't implement it, nothing more is going to come.
Because you have to show accounts for it.
And I keep saying, my government is going to Brussels in February. They're going on the donor round table. And if we don't have our priorities right, we are coming home empty-handed. And that is not what I want. That is not what you and I want for our people. We want them to come, and with the right advice, the proper approach, they will come with billions. Gambia is very small, 1.8 million. It is easy to develop.
London
Come on.
is much bigger than that. And just to add about that 11 million, I think one of the major things that the government certainly needs to look at is the success stories and build on that. I mean, Akon came to Gambia and they managed to electrify a town or a village called Sarepate in Gambia. And the young people who have been trained to maintain these things. I mean, and up till now, there's not been another village or another town that the government has said that, okay, we are going to electrify, train young people, because this is gainful employment. You can go around and put in solar panels in this town or in this village. I'm sure they are starting to do some of these things, but it's a bit slow. It's a bit slow. After Akon has been here since when? How many months ago? To say that the government hasn't managed to do similarly on another town or village.
Banjul, for example, if my city council is paying NAWEC 500,000 every month, just for street lights, which we don't even see, because Banjul is a very dark city, and I want it to light. I want to give Banjul some light. We should think of at least solar energy.
That's it.
For Banjul.
Even here in the UK now, you see new houses that have been built out.
I mean,
solar.
It means in Keynes there's a new place. All the houses are solar powered, and they don't have the energy.
Yes.
They don't have
and if they don't have the sunlight, and we have it in abundance.
In abundance.
I mean, I think our president, I think he's got vision. With the proper advice, proper guidance, I think he will do it. Because he's willing and he's ready to listen. And we just hope that this continues and they come up with something. Otherwise, an energy should be one of our priority, especially.
And it's been very scarce.
Exactly, it's been very scarce.
Very scarce.
I mean, alternative energy. We can't just depend on gas that we do not have. I think now it should have competition. In India, you can have your own power, and then if you have excess, you sell it to the grid.
Thank you.
So that's it.
We should start doing that.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we are losing it, because there are so many opportunities there that can be implemented whereby employments will be created. But that these avenues are not being explored, and that is where the problem is.
Yeah.
I know, recently we're coming up to a year now since the new
It's been over a year now.
Over a year. And
on the election.
we say New Gambia, and everybody's waiting, the whole world is waiting to see, okay, New Gambia, what is happening? But yet still we're hearing that even with the crisis that is going on with Libya, about this modern day slavery, some of our youths are still saying, I'd rather go and die than stay in my country. So I'd rather be able to go and see if I have the opportunity, if I can make it through, then yes. If I can't, I die, is better than coming back.
I think
and that hits home, because it's like somebody rather dies than stay in their country. Because their avenues are just not being explored.
So opportunities again. If you don't have any opportunity, then you just hope that you'll be one of those lucky few who will just get there. Because last week I was telling a friend of mine, he said, oh, my son went the back way. I said, don't cry. Just pray that they get there. Because when they get there, then they'll fulfill their wishes. But then it's not everybody that gets there. What are we doing from stopping them from going? That is the big question. Instead of spending millions of dollars going to tie relations internationally, let us try and rectify the wrongs, our domestic issues. That is my priority. Everybody wants to go. Why don't we stop them and make our place that they want to go to? Policies.
Yeah. I mean, as a young person, when you're in the Gambia now, looking at what is happening with regards to the number of Gambians that are, not just Gambians, Africans that are suffering through the back way. And then you turn around and the government is giving less than 1% of the national cake to youths. What does that tell you as a young person? Where do you rank in the priority of the government?
But Flex, I would say the government did not take a portion and give it to the youths. I will go back to the youth ministry. The government waits for you to bring your wallet and request for it. If you don't know what you are requesting for, the government wouldn't give you. So I would appeal that the youth minister at least falls, if not within the youth bracket, at least 40-ish. 40
should be the closing.
Exactly, maximum, so that you will have the same way of thinking with the youth, and then you will know what they need. If you have a minister of youth my age, obviously I don't think like the youths. But then I wouldn't blame the government. The government gives you what you ask for. They gave them what they asked for. And if you don't know what you need, obviously you wouldn't ask for it.
Yes.
You should know. This is a big crisis.
It is.
It's been happening for even before Gaddafi. Maybe it got out of hand because Gaddafi was controlling. He was in charge. But now nobody is in charge of. And then we have to think of January 17th. There will be a change in Libya. What's going to happen if there comes a government that is not, talking to people.
Ready to engage, indeed.
Ready to engage. Then the crisis will be bigger. So come January 17th, oh my gosh, what is going to happen? We are in a dilemma. We're just hoping that they agree again to be united, and then we see what happens. I mean, this is a crisis, but the bigger crisis is coming soon.
Indeed.
Are we even thinking of that?
That's it.
Are our people even aware that this is coming? So the thing is, once you are into this, you need to be aware. You need to open your eyes, open your ears, and listen. What is happening? Our people are there. I wouldn't mind. I'm a representative of my people, irrespective of whether you are Banjul, Serekunda. I wouldn't mind going to Libya, making sure that we find our people. We need to go to all those camps, identify our people, bring them home.
And they are there.
They are there.
We just need to find them.
They're
there.
Indeed. And just to add, I just wanted to highlight a little positive here. I mean, the president mentioned in his July 2017 trip to the African Union, this is what he said. Our citizens, especially our youth, are important facilitators to this change, New Gambia. This thinking could yield enriching ideas for the reform process. The discourse being undertaken on the reform process should not be confined solely to the AU. There needs to be a proactive engagement with our youths to seek their input. This is very positive to hear the President say that. And I think that there should be a little bit more action in that.
That's why I always say there is hope. Yes. Because if you have a president who's passionate, who's got some passion, he's humble, he's respectful, and he understands the way we think. So at least there is hope there. There is a difference from what we had before. So we hope that he will listen to us.
There needs to be a quick stamp on it.
A quick stamp.
I remember when the Njie came into power, we felt the same way. That there was so much hope.
No, but the thing is, I think this is different because from Njie, we are not coming from a big hole. At least this one, we come in from a deep hole, and then climbing. Rome wasn't built in a day, but that doesn't mean we have to be complacent. Somebody like me, I will not be mute. I will continue crying until I see a difference.
Yes,
because we shouldn't just sit and wait for things to happen. We shouldn't just sit and say we are in a hole.
Because he's a human.
We should try. We should try and take ourselves, bring ourselves out of that hole, even however deep we are. Like we say, there must be light, and that light we have to create. Yes, he's saying all this, but we still need to see some action.
Exactly. And the main reason why I even highlighted that was to highlight some of the other contradictions to that as well that are happening currently. I mean, the president has talked about listening to the youth and the young people, but I still believe that there is an issue of perception of the young people. What do they have to say? Quite often, sometimes I listen to the National Assembly speak, probably not you saying that because you're very pro-youth, but some National Assembly members will say, the young people, you talk for Sikondi, Defundara, and those kind of things, it sort of causes a lot of friction between the young people. I mean, it's highlighted. I will highlight a lot of young people who I feel these people are doing a great job. For example, take one young guy, Kanjuramani, and the main reason why I highlight him, he was abroad and he went back. These are the kind of young people he's trying to do small shop business, but in their community they are experiencing a lot of challenges in that Gunjur area. He was a young person. They are polluting we all know what's going on with the fish meal factory. I mean, imagine a young person living in that community who could have been going on fishing. Some of the women, they are doing their vegetable patches. They're still in the sand. They are, so these are all social issues which highlight. If I put myself in these young people's shoes, where am I going? The government is not assisting us. Instead, unfortunately, to highlight it, obviously it's not the government, but indirectly you have these Chinese other investors coming, and you cannot compete. What I highlighted.
No, but Flex, again, it all comes back. If you don't know what you want, you cannot fight for it.
You can't. Yes.
So they should teach them, give them the knowledge to be able to identify, to be able to come out of their niche, identify who they are. This is who I am. This is what I want, and this is where I want to be. So it is for the government again to make strong policies, youth policies, so that the youth can be empowered to know, to identify themselves. If they don't know, obviously we'll have foreigners coming like the Chinese. I mean, look at what is happening in Banjul. What used to be the Lebanese are now the Indians. The Lebanese used to have to run all those businesses, and now they are gone. Now who are they? The Indians. Don't we have the Gambians who would employ those youths? We have them. But the thing is, if you are in government, you have your own cycle of people that you give your businesses to, and then they run it probably for you, probably for who, I don't know. But then that should stop. Government mustn't be in business.
This is what we were criticizing the former regime.
No, I'm not saying the government is in business. I'm not saying this government in business, but I don't know.
Yes.
All I'm saying is that we should protect our own. Gambia is ours.
Definitely, I agree.
However long you stay in England, I spent most part of my life in England, but I'm still not British.
Yes, that's true. It can't change.
It cannot change.
It wouldn't change. That's true.
It cannot change.
That is true.
However long a log stays in the water,
it still says Serakunda.
and I don't even have it.
Yes.
And the thing, exactly. So we need to make sure that we save what is ours.
Yes.
History mustn't repeat itself.
Definitely.
Once bitten, twice shy. We must learn. If you don't learn from history, if you don't learn from what happened to you before, then it means that you are a fool.
Well, I think we'll stop there and take a break. But I would want us to look into what about the young Gambians who are here. Some I know have gone back recently and started youth initiatives to help build up Gambian youth. And I see so many Gambians in America, in the UK who are doing so well. I mean, when you join LinkedIn and you see all these amazing Gambia entrepreneurs, like, you know, who are doing such great work. I mean, when I look at Flex Dad, you are doing such great work. But is the government ready to actually fish out these people that are doing this work and say to them, you know what, let's sit down, bring your ideas on the table, and let's see what you have. So that's what we will touch on next when we come back. We'll see you soon.
When doing business, few things define you. Transparency, loyalty, reliability, customer satisfaction, and so on. Immediate Money has got all of these and beyond. From Senegal, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Dubai, China, India, Pakistan, Gambia, Mali, Guinea-Conakry, to anywhere you are in the world, receive Immediate Money. Immediate Money Transfer offers you the best and a more convenient way of sending money to your loved ones. From the United Kingdom, Germany, Senegal, France, USA, Italy, Norway, Gambia, Denmark. We're nearer than you think. Call us on 44-800-0324-314 or 44-203-1740659. For more information on sending and receiving, general inquiries, and more, email us on transfers@immediatemoney.com or support@immediatemoney.com. Visit our website at www.immediatemoney.com.
We the best. Came in the black Benz, left in the white one. I'm just a hoodlum, I came in my
InterFace Gambia TV presents to you 5-year anniversary celebration awards and dinner dance 30th of December 2017. Black tie event live at the Bowling Parkwood Suite, Barking Road, London E6 1PW. Doors will be open 9 p.m. Tickets are out for only £40. Dinner at 10 p.m. Please be there on time and show starts at 11:45 p.m. Presented by Njie and Mary Kumba Gomez in collaboration with Fashion for Awareness for Seni Cancer Foundation, Women's Foundation Trust to help create cancer awareness in our community. The big raffle, first prize, full Hajj package in 2018. Second prize, full package of family tour in the Gambia. Third prize, a weekend for 2 at My Hotel's 5-star group. Tickets are out for only £10. Sponsored by Gambia International Airlines Limited, Gambia Tours Limited, and My Hotels UK. For more information, please contact us at 0207998107 or 0753810339. Live performance on the night. Tyrone the Prince.
Fire, 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 fire. Ali be young like Booga. Summer holiday, yeah, come on.
Young Light.
We used to be down, but we came up.
Man was really down, down.
We got no sleep, cause we stayed up.
Stayed up thinking of a plan, and that plan there changed me to the man.
Chief Guest of Honor, Mr. and Mrs. Aji Ansumane. Special Guest of Honor, Siranding Balajo and Mighty Mai. DJs on the night, DJ Corey Afrobeats, Dancehall and R&B Master DJ Dafay and DJ Fax. This event is spearheaded by Smiling Coast Food Limited, Eye Care Resource Limited, Ganori Ramsin, Money Pipe Logistic, Nubia Hair and Beauty Amijawo, Faith Cole, Independent Nozzle Services, the Comfort Dawudu Foundation Trust, Tropical Hospital Catering Fruits Display Fanny K France, Gambia Tours Limited, Gambia International Airlines Limited, Njie Instant Services Limited, and the Gambia Tours Board.
There is a land not far away where the sea meets the shore on a golden beach, where the river flows through the forest in 1,000 creeks, a place where people smile and say hello. Welcome to the Gambia, the smiling coast of Africa.
Njie Instant Services is here for you. We send money to the Gambia, Senegal, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Ghana and many more countries worldwide. Contact us today 020-8221-4538 or 079-309-57076 or online www.njie.co.uk. Like or follow us on Facebook and Twitter. With Njie Instant Services, you are guaranteed better rates, fast delivery, and the very best service experience. Njie Instant Services Limited. Reliable, affordable, and instant.
Welcome back to Youth Ablaze with InterFace Gambia, showing on Ben TV, GRTS TV, and Mamos TV. Today's topic is about youth and migration in the Gambia. We have been talking quite a lot about the back way, the opportunities that are not there, the ones that are there but are not being implemented. We've also spoken about government policies that should be put in place to help bring out opportunities and let the voices of the youths be heard. Before we took a break, we asked the questions. Why is the government not looking for young Gambians who are in the Gambia, who are abroad, who have been having a voice or a say and have a passion for the Gambia, for the people of the Gambia, for the youths, and fish them out and bring them to the table and say, hey, let's sit down. What ideas and what plans are there? You know, to hear what the young people are thinking, to hear what the young people are saying, because we have a lot of Gambian youths abroad and also back in the Gambia who are making it, but we hardly hear about them. We hardly hear their input in any government legislations or policies that can help bring out opportunities and ideas for other young Gambians who are in Gambia to be able to benefit from them. So I think I'll throw the question out if any of you can help us, because you know
this is something that you which you've raised that is I find very important to me. I look at other young Gambians who are going into Gambia trying to set up businesses, and what I see is they are facing a lot of challenges. They post these challenges online on social media to talk about some of the challenges which they are experiencing. I feel that it is these kind of young people coming in that the Gambia government should be given a priority before any foreign investor, because of what happens. What does this young Gambian mean? This means that it's a talent that is coming back to your country to invest, and they are not going to just try to take whatever profit that they gain out of the Gambia.
It stays.
This is what happens.
It stays, and then it becomes a vicious circle, and then people will gain employment and then reinvest it in the country. Unlike these Chinese people, they will come and then they will take away all the resources and all the benefits. Yes, they might employ a few Gambians, but then at whose expense?
Exactly. And what is that rate? And is anybody actually checking on the rates that they're paying?
Like recently, I visited the Gambia Milling, the flour factory in my constituent, and I told him, yes, you've reduced production, but you are still making profit, and I expect you to apply your corporate social responsibilities and reinvest in our community. At least that will make sure, because recently he had one of his trucks, I think, that had an accident. Why? Because of bad roads. So reinvest, make sure at least you try and reduce some of those roads that you know you use, because your trucks might also contribute in the damage.
Yeah, that's true. Exactly. Very true.
But what have we done is that production is reduced. At what cost? You're still making profit. Profit at our expense. Who knows what is going to happen in the long run? You might have polluted the environment, and we will not see the effects now.
No, until much later.
Until much later. And who's going to pay for it? We are going to pay for it. Our children, our grandchildren. So I think governments should have strong policies to make sure that factories, whatever that comes, like you said, to give us priority. In Senegal, you want to open something, the majority must be Senegalese.
Thank you.
They are protecting their own. We need to appreciate what we have, respect our own, and protect. Whatever comes, come what may, we stay. We don't go.
And just you mentioned Senegal, and I think a lot of times when sometimes people say Senegal, they think you see Senegal as, you know, the winner or
but
God or something.
But they're so close to us, so it's a very good example.
It's a good example.
When they do
we have so much in common.
We do.
So what can we do? What can they do that we cannot do? Maybe it's just a way of thinking. Ability-wise.
Exactly.
I mean, okay, they have more resources, but
we can
look at Singapore. We can make do with the little. We have a very rich human resource capacity. Make good use of our human resource capacity. I think when it comes to human resources, we are very rich.
And that's the reason why I feel that Senegal are doing that very well, attracting back their resources. Just having some small little things like making sure that people living abroad can vote.
I mean,
this encourages Gambians and future generation of Gambians. It attracts them back to their country.
You have something to look forward to. There's
a connection with your country. And then you feel like, you know what, I'll go back and I'll do something. And I also want to encourage Gambians living abroad. We also need to come together to have little consortiums to bring about businesses in Gambia. Let's stop this attitude of it just has to be just me.
And I think one thing also that I think we should point out, we as Gambians, we are very proud of our Gambia. We should say, because when it comes to coming together, like when it comes to removing Njie, we all came together. What happened to that unity?
Exactly. It's fading away.
I think once we move along together, I think we might not go far, but we will go strong. And once we go strong, then we will build strong institutions, and then those institutions will go far. We don't want strong leaders. We want strong institutions that will stay. I mean, we have Senegal. How many presidents they have from Senghor, Diouf, Wade, and now Macky Sall? And they've done so much in that short time. We've all lived to see that. It's nothing new. So what is stopping us? In Senegal, there is continuity. Because they believe in their institutions. They build them very strong. But for us now, we have our so-called, I would say, are they strong? We believe in our party leaders. We don't believe in policies. Why?
Tell me about it.
We shouldn't look at Dabo, we shouldn't look at OJ or Halifa. We should look at what they believe in and try to bring them together for the better Gambia. They all have their strong points, but then they also have something that I would say I wouldn't choose. Why is that? Because mostly we see ourselves first. We don't see our country. Our youths, we should give them priority. We should make sure we enrich them, train them, so that once we are no more, they are the ones who are gonna take the mantle and run with it. And if we don't strengthen them, if we don't build a strong youthful population, our country is going to be doomed when they take over. What are they going to lean back on? Nothing strong.
Indeed. And just to highlight on that, I will dwell a little bit on my experience. I happened to, when I was working civil engineer, I was the chairman for Graduate Engineer Forum. And I was the chairman for 1 year. I had a vice chairman who I got from the University of Brighton. And what did I do? after a year of being chairman, I groomed him during that 1 year, and the next year he became the chairman. Succession planning. This change as us young people has to come from us. We have to be this difference. And it's no good just talking about change and then you not living it.
Yes.
So I think these are the kind of progressive thinking that we really need to apply. I mean, looking at the AU, a lot of people are complaining that the AU are certainly, I mean, they can do a lot more to try to address this issue. But the young people, I feel they're doing a lot of work trying to do that. You have Yanamar, which is a Senegalese youth organization. They are networking with young people across the globe. You know, they came to Gambia recently. But then the atmosphere and the manner at which they were sort of received was concerning, and it highlights this sort of relationship which I'm talking about between the young people and the government, if you could say, which I think contradicts what the president's message was, to listen to these young people. And I think when you see young people, they are making this noise. They don't want to go around and start causing chaos. That's not what they are letting out their concerns, and they haven't been given that
opportunity. And if you don't give them the opportunity to breathe it out, it explodes.
Yeah.
Because I attended in September, I attended this Africa Governance Architecture. They invited me. I said, I'm not a youth. They said, but you think like one. We are not inviting you because you're youth, but because you can represent them. I'm like, so okay. I said, okay, I will just attend. But when I went, I met some youths across the globe. I was really impressed. The youths that represented Gambia, they are so good. Like the Sedicans, the something Jao, and I'm like, how come we don't have some of these as our youth ministers? I mean, what's wrong with giving them the opportunity? I would give it to them any day.
Perceptions.
Because they would make a difference. If you are not too young to vote, then you are not too young to run.
Exactly.
Indeed.
That is it.
That's very true.
I mean, why not give them? It is theirs. I would have given it to them like this, and they would have made a big difference. I was so glad when they did their presentation. I was like, did I come with these people? I didn't know them. Where were they?
That's the thing. Where are they? You know, they're there.
They are there.
They're not being used. So they can't be effective.
Exactly, they cannot be.
And that's what the problem is.
I mean, they are so good. I'm like, where were you? You need to come out. We need to give you those positions to run, because you will make a difference. That is what we need. And it will happen.
It will happen. It will happen. We need to also realize that the older generation, you know, at some point their strength will grow.
But you know, sometimes when you get hold of something too strong, it's too difficult to let go. Honestly, I keep saying, if I run for an office 2 times and I don't get it, it means that it's not for me.
Thank you.
I will really let go, relinquish power.
But it's the mentality in which you go into something with. You see, the mindset. If you go in with the fact that, okay, I want to make this difference, and then this is my target, this is what I plan on doing, and you make sure that within that 2 years, 1 year, whatever year, this is what I do, and I hand it over, it's easy. But if you go with the intention that, okay, what can I get? Because usually you find that in African politics, mostly 95%, I would say, is usually the case. What can I get? And you see, so then it's like, it's not about the people. And the leader is meant to serve. You know, that's the
we are the servant.
Exactly. A lot of people tend to think that leadership is all about, oh, I'm sitting up there, I tell you what to do, you do it. A leader serves. A leader is humble. A leader gets on their knees. They serve the people. And once those people are served, then that is where your satisfaction comes from seeing that change happening. And then you're influencing other people to do the same. But you notice in Gambia, I can say,
but I think the leader we have now is that type of leader, because he listens. Look at everything that he's been doing. We said we needed some communication. He came up with briefing. Maybe the way the briefing is coming might not be the way, but probably it will happen. He listens, at least, and he's that type of, and I keep saying it. Even this morning I was said, I see that humbleness.
There is that humbleness.
But is that only humbleness that we want?
Yeah, but
sometimes you are humble, but sometimes we want you to push.
We need you to push. That is the thing. Like, for instance, when the elections happened, and he was somewhere, and things were happening. I was just saying to myself, why don't you just push? It can't be easy for you, I understand that, but you put yourself in a position of being a president. Now, I know that I can't handle that heat, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't go for such a position. I will put myself in a place where I know that, okay, when the heat comes, I can handle it. Do you see what I mean? So when you're going in for something, I think it's always thinking about, can I handle the heat that it comes with? Can I handle everything that it brings in? Do you see? Because your people are looking onto you. So even though you're humble, yes, it's nice.
But the thing is, if you are talking about the impasse period, that was the only option we had. That is why I always say we need a running mate.
That's
because should anything happen to him then, we would have been in a state of emergency. And then we would still have had the devil.
That is it.
That's why I always say a running mate is very important.
Yes.
Should anything happen to the president, there is an alternative, and we elected that alternative.
Yes. Yes.
But at that point, there was nobody.
That's true. So Gambians were left on their own, wondering what is happening.
What is going to happen?
Well, definitely, we're hoping that this new Gambia will come to light and that we will all get to experience it. Thank you guys so much for coming on the show. We have a few minutes, so I would just like to say if there are any final words that you'd like to put out there just for our viewers.
Sure. I have a message of hope to young people. If anybody has a chance, go on Gynaco, you can read the article, is the Barrow government prioritizing youth and unemployment. And in there are some recommendations that youth should be able to take to their National Assembly members, and these are your elected representatives. If we Gambian youths would have had at least $300 million to the youth sports and employment alone, that's approximately around 3%. This would be great to stem the flow of illegal migrants. And hopefully in the future, aim to allocate at least 4% and continue moving towards that direction. But my most important message of hope is that hopelessness is not an option. I mean, Gambian youth have there's a bigger movement happening. Some youths like myself, we are here abroad protesting and putting pressure on the governments here. They cannot send young people back on 65 euros or just 100 euros. That's not something that we are going to allow them to do. And we are going to protest here. What about the Gambian youths, the Senegalese youths? This is an African problem. It's high time we collaborate, not just in Africa, but across the globe. And the pressure that we need to put on these people, it's not just that we just put pressure on individual governments, no. EU needs to make sure that these people that are being sent back are compensated properly. Our African Union leaders, they need to do their job. And I think as soon as young people start to come together, these leaders will have no choice, because it will be so apparent that this is what needs to be done. So a message of hope, and Merry Christmas to all your listeners. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I really want to say thank you to InterFace Gambia and all your viewers.
You're welcome.
I'm really honored, and I would like to say Merry Christmas and hope that you had a nice Christmas. And thank you once again to InterFace Gambia for having me. Like I always say, youth programs are my passion, and I will do anything to make sure that my youth are taken care of, and also to remind you that I want to take over my city. Mayoral elections are coming, council elections are coming, and I'm appealing to you to vote for my mayor and my councillors so that we can bring back the Banjul that we want.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. New Gambia, we are hoping to see these changes happening, and we are hoping that the voices of the young people will be heard from all across the world, and that the government will make sure that he uses, the Gambians who are ready to give themselves, give their time, give their passion to make a change in the Gambia. Before we go, we would like to remind you of the InterFace Gambia annual awards event that we have every year. If you go on the InterFace Gambia website, you'll find all the details. But just to emphasize a few information, the doors are open at 9 o'clock, and we're not talking about African time. 9 o'clock.
Yep.
And dinner is at 10 o'clock, because there's a Thai ball gown event, you know. When they say 10 o'clock, it's 10 o'clock. Dinner is going to be served at 10 o'clock. You don't want to eat your food cold. So come, you know, take time. 9 o'clock, by the time you walk through the door, greet all your friends, you know, do all the selfies and the pictures and stuff. It will be 10 o'clock, and then we all sit down, have a nice meal, and so you won't miss out on anything. Tickets are not going to be sold at the door, so please buy your tickets before you come there. We don't want you, queuing up outside in the cold and waiting for tickets, so please buy your tickets. It's going to be great this year. We're supporting healthcare in Gambia, helping to raise funds for new developments that are coming up, and these new developments, they have been doing such great work, and the evidence is there for you to see. If you want to inquire more about it, go on InterFace Gambia, you'll find out more about it. But it's a great event. We're giving back to Gambia health. That is what is happening this year. So make sure you buy your tickets online. You can go to InterFace Gambia website, or you can inbox me on Facebook, or Mr. Sheriff on Facebook, or any of the InterFace Gambia team members that you know, like Lady J, Lamin, and all of those people. You can just let them know, and then they can get you your tickets. Once again, thank you so much for watching the Youth Ablaze show on InterFace Gambia, showing on Ben TV, GRTS TV, and Namus TV. Until we see you next time, stay safe.
We the best. Came in a black Benz, left in the white one. I'm just a hoodlum, I came in my
InterFace Gambia TV presents to you 5-year anniversary celebration awards and dinner dance 30th of December 2017. Black tie event live at the Bowling Parkway Suite, Barking Road, London E6 1PW. Doors will be open 9 p.m. Tickets are out for only £40. Dinner at 10 p.m. Please be there on time, and show starts at 11:45 p.m. Presented by Lidan Njie and Mary Kumba Gomez in collaboration with Fashion for Awareness for Seni Cancer Foundation, Women's Foundation Trust, to help create cancer awareness in our community. The big raffle: first prize, full Hajj package in 2018. Second prize, full package of family tour in the Gambia. Third prize, a weekend for 2 at My Hotel's 5-star group. Tickets are out for only £10. Sponsored by Gambia International Airlines Limited, Gambia Tours Limited, and My Hotels UK. For more information, please contact us at 0207998107 or 075381033379. Live performance on the night. Tyrone the Prince.
Fire, 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 fire. Ali be young like Booga. Summer holiday, yeah, come on.
Young Light.
We used to be down, but we came up.
Man was really down, really down.
We got no sleep, cause we stayed up.
Stayed up thinking of a plan, and that plan there changed me to the man.
Chief guest of honor, Mr. and Mrs. Aji Ansumane. Special guest of honor, Siranding Balajo and Mighty Mai. DJs on the night, DJ Corey Afrobeats, dancehall and R&B master DJ Dafay and DJ Fax. This event is spearheaded by Smiling Coast Food Limited, Eye Care Resource Limited, Ganori Ramsin, Money Pipe Logistic, Nubia Hair and Beauty Amijawo, Faith Cole, Independent Nozzle Services, the Comfort Dawudu Foundation Trust, Tropical Catering Fruits Display Fanny K France, Gambia Tours Limited, Gambia International Airlines Limited, Yaye Instant Services Limited, and the Gambia Tours Board.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Sugar, and I am especially here today to co-sign an invite personally to every single person that is in England right now. You need to head down to InterFace Gambia's 5-year anniversary. 5 years. Sheriff, what's the secret? You need to let us know. It's going to be so good, so good. I remember going last year. I went with my sister and and we had such a ball, I cannot tell you. So please head out. I'm going to drop every single bit of detail below. But more importantly, it's in collaboration with Fashion for Awareness for Seni's Cancer Trust. Now, big topic. We need to shed light on it. We need to create awareness in our community. So this is solely and what the whole evening is based around. Please support it. Please grab your tickets before they sell out. Yeah, red carpet. So guys, come looking dapper, come looking smart. We want to see a couple of bow ties. Ladies, I trust you. Get those dresses in check. If you don't, or you're a bit stuck, holler at your girl. I got a link for your inbox. And I wish you guys a really, really good night. You're going to enjoy it. And I wish you all the best of luck, InterFace family, Sheriff as well. And thank you guys for all your support.
Yal na la yalla fay sa xol wax leen ma amiin wan la sa tekki foo xool nee leen ma amiin nga dundu santa sa ordonnance bëri la alal fay may dépense amiin déwén yal nañ ko fekki waa yal na la yalla fay sa xol wax leen ma amiin wan la sa tekki foo xool nee leen ma amiin nga dundu santa sa ordonnance bëri la alal fay